There was once a mermaid cat family living deep beneath the ocean. Inside a shimmering coral chamber, the golden stepmother cat lay fast asleep, her gentle snores echoing softly, golden locks cascading down, the stepmother still in slumber, her steady breath at peace. Little Alice drifted gracefully through the water, tiptoeing closer, a gleaming clipper shining in her paw. She was certain that once this gift was finished, her mother would smile with joy. With a gentle swipe of the clipper, the first golden strands separated and floated weightlessly through the water. Clutching her prize tightly, Alice swam away cheerfully, darting out of the coral chamber. In a sparkling corner of the coral palace, Alice worked carefully, stitch by stitch, pouring her heart into a special gift. Slowly, with patient hands, Alice transformed the golden strands into a delicate, handmade treasure. The first threads wove together into shape, and Alice hugged the little bag with delight, her bright eyes ready to show it off to the whole world. Her innocent laughter echoed across the coral halls, gliding past the radiant arches. That playful laughter stirred the stepmother. Her eyes cracked open, a shadow creeping into her gaze. Her trembling paws reached up, but the golden locks were gone, leaving only a bare, chilling, bald head. Fury erupted, the stepmother roared, charging toward Alice like a raging sea storm. In her wrath, she whipped up violent whirlpools, seizing tiny Alice and lifting her high amid the glittering coral light. In a fit of rage, the stepmother hurled Alice into the toilet, letting the swirling water sweep her down into the dark sewer. The flush lever was pulled hard, sending a torrent of water rushing down. Alice was devoured by the raging current, her tiny form spinning in despair before slowly vanishing into the dark abyss below. The water swirled violently, everything spun in circles, then faded into darkness as she was dragged down. Swept away, the tiny body plunged into the dark sewer, where damp air and stench rushed upward. At the end of the damp tunnel, two glowing red orbs flickered silently, tracking every movement. Shaking with terror, the kitten panicked, turned away, and darted off through the murky water. Out of the damp shadows emerged the massive sewer rat, its matted fur dripping and fangs gleaming menacingly. Passing by the bathroom, the father froze as a desperate scream echoed out from the toilet. In the damp, narrow corner, the kitten curled up, her whole body trembling as fear overwhelmed her. Leaning closer, he peered and listened, the faint scream still echoing from the swirling water. Suddenly recognizing his daughter's voice, Father Cat roared and smashed the toilet apart with brute force. Without hesitation, Father Cat hurled himself into the toilet, vanishing with the swirling water. The kitten suddenly widened her eyes, astonishment flooding in as her breath caught in her throat. Father Cat strained as he spun the monstrous rat around, whipping up a whirlpool that foamed with white spray. The giant rat was flung across, its face slamming into the damp wall. The kitten, still trembling, gently rushed forward and wrapped her tiny arms around Father Cat in sheer relief. Father Cat held her close, gently stroking her head as he whispered, "You're safe now. You were so brave." In the living room, tension filled the air as Father Cat glared at the stepmother and growled, "What is the meaning of this?" The stepmother trembled as she pointed to her bald head, eyes glistening with bitter tears. The kitten sobbed, her tiny paws trembling as she lifted the handmade bag toward the stepmother. "Wanted to give you a surprise gift." On the little bag gleamed the stitched words, "To my beloved stepmother." The stepmother froze in shock. Then with tears streaming down, she bent down and pulled the kitten tightly into her arms. The whole family huddled together in a warm embrace, bright smiles spreading as joy filled the room. Noon is quiet. Grace rests on the sofa, golden hair falling over her shoulder, breathing steady, face calm. Alice tiptoes closer, holding the shiny clipper tight. Her eyes dart nervously, heart racing, worried Grace might wake. The clipper shakes in her hand. She looks from her mom to the glowing hair, curious yet scared of being caught. Bzzz! The sound breaks the silence. A golden lock drops to the floor. Alice hugs the fresh hair, heart pounding. Wide eyes sparkle, half shocked, half thrilled. Still clutching it, she skips off, already thinking of selling it for pocket money. The motorbike engine growls. She zips through the streets, eager to trade her treasure. The bike halts at a hair shop. Alice hops down, clutching the bundle, eyes shining at the sign. The shop owner gasps, "Oh my, it's beautiful."
Oh my,
Where did you get this?" Alice grins, tiny paws counting bills one by one. Innocent joy fills her eyes. On her bike, she waves the cash high. Bills flutter in the wind, smile pure and bright. The bike stops at a colorful toy store. Inside, Alice looks around in awe. Her eyes sparkle at every shelf of toys. She hugs a teddy almost her size, smile beaming. At the counter, she sets the bear down, handing the bills to the cashier. A beep sounds, and the toy is hers. On her little motorbike, Alice rides off, giant teddy bouncing behind. The odd pair looks silly, yet adorable. Back home, Grace slowly sits up, eyes heavy with sleep. She stretches, unaware of what's wrong. Running the comb, she freezes. Jagged strands fall. Her eyes widen. Rushing to the mirror, Grace stares at the uneven hair and screams. At the door, Alice clutches her teddy, smile gone. Her heart sinks at the sound. Head bowed, voice shaking. "I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to." Tears roll down her cheeks. Grace pauses, then kneels and hugs her tight. "I forgive you," she whispers. Anger melts away. Love stays. Hand in hand, mother and daughter walk down the street. Long shadows, smiles shining after the storm. Across the way, Peggy's family spots them. They laugh, mocking. Hearing it, Grace freezes. Her hand brushes the short hair, cheeks burning. Peggy's kitten lifts a phone. Click! A sly grin as the photo is taken. Laughter spreads. Passers-by join in, eyes all on Grace. Alice looks up, sees tears in her mother's eyes. Her heart sinks, sorrow replacing her smile. Grace walks on, head down, steps heavy. Alice trails behind, quiet and sad. Back home, Grace falls on the bed, eyes shut. Sadness drags her into sleep. Alice tiptoes near, watching her mother sleep, heart aching. Turning to the viewers, eyes wet. "Please, like and subscribe so I can have the strength to fix this." Night falls. Alice rides her little bike through the dark forest, headlights cutting the black. She rows a tiny boat across the sea. Waves crash, strokes small, but determination glows in her eyes. From the sky, Alice opens a parachute, dropping onto Peggy's rooftop. Her heart pounds. She tiptoes to the porch, slowly turns the knob. Click. Her heart races. Inside, the clipper buzzes. Alice shaves Peggy's hair clean off, strands falling until her head is bare. Hugging the orange hair, she leaps onto a helicopter. Blades roar, lifting her high. Back home, Alice lays the hair on the table, carefully dyeing it red. The dryer hums, warm air blowing. She irons the strands until smooth and shiny. Quietly, she places the red wig on Grace's head as her mother sleeps, smiles in relief. Grace yawns awake. Hand touches the wig, she pauses, then smiles softly. Breezy afternoon. Grace walks with Alice in the park, her red hair gleaming in the sun. Nearby, bald Peggy looks around. Spotting Grace's fiery hair, she grits her teeth, jealousy boiling.